Hey, what's going on, nerds? R2 here. I just wanted to do a little pickups video. I say little, but it's actually going to be pretty long. Um, yeah, I did a bit of a book hunting escapade over the weekend, and I found a bunch of sci-fi books. I want to show them off because I've been watching a lot of sci-fi pickup videos recently, like sci-fi book pickup videos, and yeah, it kind of made me just want to do one. Yeah, I found these ones at a book sale a couple of days ago, yesterday, in fact, Monday, yesterday of filming this. It's just details, but yeah, I found a bunch of Dan Simmons for like $2 each. So we got his first one in the Hyperion series. I haven't read any Dan Simmons. I've heard of him before because of this Hyperion trilogy. So I got Hyperion. I got Fall of Hyperion, which I already had a copy of, but I ended up getting another copy because this was in better condition than the other copy I had. And then this one is the conclusion to the series, the Fall of Endymion, which is cool. They got wicked covers. Yeah, awesome covers. Then we got a little, I guess, duology of sorts from him as well. Ilium. Never read it, don't know anything about it. And Olympus. So, yeah, I don't know if he's any good, but these covers on these three look really, really cool. They're vintage, like 90s, I believe. The other two, Olympus and Ilium, are a bit newer. Don't know the year, but these ones are okay. Originally 89 for Hyperion, so that's cool. And then I'm guessing a couple of years after for each of those. And I'm just curious, what is Ilium? I'll check the title versa. So yeah, 2003 originally, 2003 and then 2004ish, I'd say. So yeah. They look better on my shelf than where they were, so that's why I got them. I picked up this one from Baen, or Baen. It is the Ship Errant, and the only reason I picked this one up, this is by Jodie Lynn Nye. The only reason I picked this one up was because it's apparently a sequel to The Ship Who Won, which is an Anne McCaffrey story, as well as Jodie Lynn Nye wrote that as well, apparently. So that's the only reason I picked this up. I'm not a big fan of these Baen books. I have a lot of these books, but I have them for sale at my vintage booth. But yeah, that's the only reason I kept that. I'm starting to get into the Anne McCaffrey stuff. So I picked up also. These are all in the same place for like a couple of bucks each. I got some Roger McBride Allen. I've heard of the name because he wrote a trilogy of Star Wars books. It was the Ambush at Corellia. I can't see it on the shelf behind that. I don't know if I have those. I think I have one of that trilogy, but yeah. So I thought I'd pick these up and see if they're any good eventually. But I got Allies and Aliens. It's a pretty cool cover. Again, I think these are Baen as well. Yeah, there's a Baen as well. But yeah, Allies and Aliens. The Shattered Sphere. I mean, they got cool covers on that. And then the Ring of Charon. So I don't know anything about these ones. Just that I recognize the name from that Star Wars trilogy that he wrote. But yeah, these ones are from Tor, so that's not too bad. I got a lot of Tor fantasy and Tor science fiction. And a couple more Roger Allen McBride here, or Roger McBride Allen. This is the Ocean of Years. I got a ring light. I'm trying not to get it on the book cover. Ocean of Years, and this is, I don't think it's a sequel, but it came out after the Ocean of Years. This is The Shores of Tomorrow. Looks really cool. That's a really sick cover. Love the colours in that. So yeah, I don't know. Again, they'll look better on my shelf than sitting on the shelf at the op shop where I got them. This one was gifted to me by a friend of mine, and it just seems really cool. Theatre of the Gods. I have no idea. This is by M. Sudane or M. Sudane. Must be Sudane. Uh, Apparently, it's a mad bastard of a book. Theatre Gods. A crazy multi-layered odyssey through space, time, and the universe next door. From Vintage Random House. Yeah, Random House printing vintage books. So yeah, never heard of it, don't know anything about it, but it sounded really cool. So, and I'll never knock back a gift of a book. I also I picked up this in my travels on the weekend. Not sci-fi, but it's pretty. It looks. It's got some sci-fi, dark fantasy elements, I guess, with gods and shit. I don't know, but it is based off the Netflix show is based off this, or Amazon show. But yeah, Neil Gaiman, American Gods. Again, it was like $3, so I just picked it up. I was told it's really good. It's much better in book form than watching the show. So whatever. And then I got a lot of these. I picked up a massive stack of Peter F. Hamilton books. Now, I don't know anything about him. I've heard of him before because you see his books everywhere. He's got a lot of books. He's British, writes wicked sci-fi apparently. I've heard good things about it. I don't know when I'm ever going to get around to reading him because I picked up 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of his books for about $20, and that's less than the price of one of his books if you buy it brand new. So I don't know the order of these books at all because I know there's a lot of trilogies and a lot of standalones, a couple of duologies. I don't know if they're all in the same universe. I just don't know. So I'll just show them in random orders, in a random order. But we got the Temporal Void. This has got this is a trade paperback, so it's pretty fucking big. Like, this is like 800 pages. A lot of these books are like 800 pages long, so it's a massive task trying to, if I'm going to read all these. But the writing's pretty big. I had a little flick through of some of them, and the writing seems like readable enough. So this one is the 11th Evolutionary Void, so it's part of a Void trilogy. Some of these covers are really cool. They're pretty generic. They look a bit 90s, but yeah, I don't know. We got Fallen Dragon. His covers are very recognizable, that's for sure. Second Chance at Eden. Again, I got no idea about these books. They could be rubbish, but I couldn't leave them there for $2 and $3 each. So yeah, I'll get around to it one day. The Reality Dysfunction. I've been in a bit of a mood. I've been reading a lot of sci-fi lately, so The Dreaming Void. I think that might be the first one of that Void trilogy. Yeah, and as I said before, I've been watching a lot of like 2 people on YouTube I know do sci-fi book pickups, so I've been watching their stuff, and I want them to pick up more so I can watch more of their pickups. Pandora's Star. Judas Unchained. This one is a big one. This one's a little book. This one's got fucking 1,230 pages. Jesus Christ. And the Neutronium Alchemist. So yeah, pretty good little stack. I'd seen him in there a couple of weeks beforehand, and then when I saw him again, and I didn't pick him up, and then I saw him again, and I'm like, nah, it's a sign. I got to get him this time. Okay. So I went into a little op shop. I went into a little coffee shop. Coffee shop that's a bookshop as well, and I bought a few from there. I also got a fantasy book from there. It's over there. That's all right. Mainly want to talk about the sci-fi books, but I got this one for the name and cover alone. It could be terrible, but it's called Cybernetic Samurai by Victor Milan. How awesome is that cover? That's sick. That's really cool. I got Star Wolf the classic space adventure trilogy. So this is Edmund Hamilton's Star Wolf, the trilogy, all in one novel, or one volume, I should say. That looks pretty cool. That's got a pretty sick cover there. Love it. We got Gordon R. Dixon. I've got a few Dixon. I don't know if I've read any of his, but this one is called Spatial Delivery. I really like that. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Quite a thin one. This one's Gilpin Space by Reginald Bretner, an old-fashioned adventure in a new kind of space. I like sci-fi that use like old warships as spaceships. There's an anime spaceship, space battleship Yamato. I'm pretty sure that's called. That's what it's called. And there's a few other anime where they use ships, like old warships and stuff, for spaceships. I really like that concept. It's awesome. Yeah, don't know anything about it. Just had to get it on the cover. This one is by Kenneth C. Flint. This is a dark fantasy, so it's not a sci-fi, but it's called Crom. So I had to get that because it may have something to do with Conan. I think Crom's spelt with a K in Conan. I can't remember, but it's got a bit to do with like some Celtic legends and stuff. So I'm not 100%, but yeah, it was at like $5, so I picked it up. And then this is great. I didn't know Isaac Asimov did this, but this is a book of short stories. Okay, so maybe they're not all of his. Okay, so it might be one or two stories by Asimov, but it's just called Vampires. So maybe just a bit of a horror, maybe sci-fi horror, I'm not too sure. But it also has Pat Cadigan, Sharon N. Farber, Gregory Frost, Tanith Lee, Susan Polwick, David Red, and Mark R. Tiedemann, and Connie Willis. I don't know any of those authors, but I do love myself some book of short stories, especially from the era of Asimov. I read a lot of Simic. He does some really great short stories. Yeah, again, it's like $5, so I thought I'd pick that up. I think I've got another one from there too, but I got this one from there as well. This is just a fantasy. This is Ian Irvine, Volume 1 of the Song of Tears. This is Torments of the Traitor. I was recommended this by my friend. She said this is really good, so I thought I'll give it a go. I've had a lot of Ian Irving stuff in the past, but I've just never read it, and now I don't have any anymore. So this is book 1. She also recommended me another book, which I'm reading. It's up there. I can't remember what it is, but so far it's just a fantasy. It's an Australian. I'll get it. I'll show you. Because I want to promote it. Ugh. Okay, so it's called Blood Ties. Got this one as well. This is from the coffee bookshop. By Pamela Freeman. She's an Aussie author. This was her first feature novel. Yeah, I think it came out 2007, something like that. Yep, 2007. Yeah, so far so good. It's just a fantasy. Pretty. At the moment, it's feeling a little bit YA-ish, but there's definitely some slight adult themes to it. But yeah, so far so good. I was in the mood for a bit of a fantasy after reading all this sci-fi, so I've got a couple of books on the go at the moment, a sci-fi and a fantasy. I picked up this as well. Where did I get this from? I think I got this from an op shop, just from the day of hunting. This is Robin Hobb, The Dragon Keeper. So book 1 of the Rainwild Chronicles. I have every other of her trilogy. I've got the full trilogy, the Farsi, the Live Ship, and the other trilogy. I don't know what that is. That's the Renegades, Forest Mage, and Shaman's Crossing. So this is the only trilogy, or one of the trilogies that I didn't have. So nice trade, $4. Couldn't leave it there. I got these ones. This is one of the best finds for me in a long time. These were all just sitting there in an op shop, $3 each. I had to grab them. Had to grab the whole stack. Big old stack at Timothy Zahn. And Timothy Zahn, if you know your Star Wars books at all, you know Timothy Zahn writes a lot of Star Wars books. He writes the Thrawn trilogy. And he wrote the new Thrawn trilogy. So I'm pretty sure he's written all the Thrawn books. I just need to confirm that. Yes, I was correct. I don't know why I doubted myself. I should know because I'm reading Thrawn Ascendancy Book 2 at the moment. Yeah, he knows how to write sci-fi, and I haven't read any of his stuff that isn't Star Wars. So I thought, what a great way to add these to the collection. So the first one is Spinneret, and this is quite an old book. This is a fairly vintage cover too. So don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about any of these ones. I'm just glad to have them in the collection. So Spinneret, we've got Dead Man Switch. A couple of these are from Bane, but old school Bane, when they were probably a little bit cooler. So yeah, Dead Man Switch. Conqueror's Pride. I had another copy of this before, but this one is in much better condition than the one I had, so that's awesome. This is Conqueror's Legacy. I'm guessing this is linked to Conqueror's Pride. Time Bomb and Xandri Others. So this sounds like possibly a book of short stories, is it? Timothy Zahn. Yeah, again, it's a very vintage cover, which is awesome. Oh, yep, it is a book of short stories. Cool. We got stuck together. Got the Icarus Hunt. That's a really cool cover. I like that. The Icarus Hunt. And Conqueror's Heritage. Ah, there you go. I've got the Conqueror's Trilogy there. I don't know what that means anything. I thought they were X-Wings for... I thought they were X-Wings for a second. And Angel Mass as well. Another wicked cover. So what a great find, because I'm sure those books are certainly worth more than bloody $3. I'll show this big bastard first. This is a huge book. Picked this up because it's Gene Wolfe. Not a sci-fi. This is more of a barbarian style fantasy called The Wizard Knight. I don't think I'll ever get around to reading this one. It's a whopping 800 pages or thereabouts. But I have a few of his or hers. I'm not 100% sure. They're actually right here. I've got a few of their other smaller fantasy books. So I picked it up just to put it on the shelf, basically, with the other Gene Wolfe books in my collection, because those ones are very readable. This one, maybe one day, but yeah, it was like $3 or $4, so I just left. I wasn't going to leave it there. The Wizard Knight. Kill somebody with this. And then finally, where am I going to put that? In here. The last three, where I found the Timothy Zahn books and those other sci-fi paperbacks. I got these Connie Willis books. Oh, did I mention Connie Willis before? With the vampire? I'm pretty sure I did. It's got to annoy me if I don't look. Yeah, Connie Willis. Well, there you go. I didn't know Connie Willis, and now I have her short story book that I got from somewhere else, and then 3 of her book of short stories. So these are all, 11 stories, probably about the same. That might not be a book of short stories, but I've got 2 books of short stories here. Firewatch and Impossible Things. We've got Firewatch, Connie Willis, and Impossible Things. There's 11 stories in this one, 12 in the other one. And then we got this one here, Doomsday Book by Connie Willis. This one I don't think is a book of short stories. This could be she's written quite a lot, actually. She's written a solid, 9 or 10 full volumes, whether they're short stories or full novels, I don't know. But yeah, this could be a full. This could be a full book. Not sure, but that's awesome. That's really cool. So yeah, bunch of sci-fi stuff, bit of fantasy, but all amazing. But yeah, let me know in the comment section if you've read any of these books. If let me know if there's some that I should really be reading first. Once I finished a couple of books that I've got going, I'm gonna dip my toes into some of these, especially those Timothy Zahn books. I think they're going to be great. But yeah, let me know if you've read any. Let me know what you've picked up lately. If you collect sci-fi books, especially, because they're definitely my jam at the moment. Yeah, let me know what you've been picking up. Make a video and show me. I'd love to see, because that's what I've been into at the moment. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and take care.